There's an interesting legend of a German aviator by the name Gunther Holthoff with his wife Christine. In the year 1989, they made a choice to tour Africa for 2 years. What they didn't know is the car they're going to buy, which was designed in the year 1988, will make them tour Africa, different countries, Kenya, Uganda, Somalia, name all those adventure terrain for 5 years. And I know you guys are asking, which car could this be? Before I tell you which car could this be, let me remind you that not only did this guy with his wife tour Africa for 5 years, they went on to tour the world for 23 years. And this car covered 900,000 kilometers without blinking. It was actually running on stock suspension. Everything was stock. The engine was just being serviced and the car would run over and over, year and year, in and out. And that is one special thing about this car. And I know normally you guys will think like, probably this is a Toyota. Oh, surprise. This car was a special car. It was a G-Wagon 300D inline 5 diesel. Fast forward to many years later in 2025, and what we have parked next to me is another G-Wagon. The first one that Gunther Holthoff drove was a W460 chassis. This particular one is a W463. Improved for luxury, but still it's a 350D. And here is why I think and believe that this is the most ideal G-Wagon money can buy. But how did we get here? Of course, I don't move solo. I have my crew with me. And before I tell you how we got here, let me call them in. Mr. Mbugua.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here.
Welcome to the Grand Wagon.
The Grand Wagon.
So, of course, you guys know this is the... I don't know how to introduce it, but you know Mbugua. Mbugua is Mbugua, okay? Hapa katikati, we have somebody who is new to your faces. The guy in the middle, his name is James. So James, siku hizi sijui kama mnaona kwa mtandao kuna venye tunakaa fiti,
Vibe imechange.
Vibe imechange. All of a sudden, naonekana sana. That's the guy in charge. He's a new guy in charge of digital and the brand of Conversation as we speak now across the board. Pale kando tuko na Flacco mwenyewe. If you hear me call Flacco, na amelala peke yake. Alafu kuliko na Fabian, Mr. Handsome Guy. Watu wa kutoka Nyanza. Okay? So this is the crew. So let me take you back to where we began the day, what we did, and then we get back to the adventure.
We checked off at our current waterfront office, full of energy and vigor to visit Lake Magadi. And before that, first thing on the list is fuel. Using Google Maps, we have estimated the distance to Lake Magadi as 104 kilometers. If you multiply that times 2, include that with few instances where we'll check off the road and get some awesome content, we're averaging to cover around 250 kilometers for the day. So we filled up with 8,000 worth of fuel and off we went. Along the way, the boys were feeling hungry, and of course we had to do a bit of budgeting and buying stuff for the trip. So we checked in at Clean Shelf, and something surprising happened. You know, we were treated to class because of the G-Wagon, and on this particular shopping, even the manager was cheers enough to escort us back to the G-Wagon with our shopping. What a feeling. Please buy a G-Wagon because you get a bit more of preferential treatment any day, anytime. Our third stop after Clean Shelf Supermarket would be Kona Baridi, and we intend to shoot our first intro bit for the Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. I believe at this point you guys have already watched that, and I'll encourage you, if you have time, it's within Nairobi, it's closer to Nairobi, you can always pay Kona Baridi a visit. It has epic sunset and just awesome if you have somebody next to you.
Let's talk about how the G-Wagon or Wagon looks, and there's something special about this car. This car was designed for utility, and there's nothing that gives away anything less of how this car looks to you. If you look at it, it's quite intimidating. It gives you the vibe that I can do anything, I can go anywhere. And I assume the Shah of Iran, the first guy who put in an order of 20,000 units of these, it's actually the same guy who convinced Mercedes-Benz to create more G-Wagons, because they were the tail end of closing this production line. And lucky enough, the Shah of Iran, because of his war, he wanted a car that he will take on other rivals and beat them at their game. And while everybody else was choosing, Toyota, the guy from Iran decided this is the car of his choice. So let's come down to the design look of this car. Unique, special, boxy. This car looks like this for the last 40 years. There's nothing that has been changed except a few quirks and features here and there. And talking about quirks and features, you look at things like the headlights. These are updated headlights. These are 2017 model. I'll give you a breakdown of the generations that this car exists in. So the first gen is what we call the W460. This particular one is the W463. And this 463 ran all the way from 1993 to 2018. And it looked exactly like this. The body panels, the shape, everything else is the same. You can actually facelift a 1993 G-Wagon to this particular model and look and feel without changing anything. Like, there's no fabrication needed. And that's how special this G-Wagon is. But of course, there are a few improvements. I said the headlights. One, you have these side blinkers or your side indicators. Now the early variants had these in a different color. I think it was orange in color, but this one is white tungstenish. Okay, from 2018, this is purely LED, which makes it look perfecto. Again, you have an LED strip here, just an improved aspect of how this car looks. Coming to the side profile, it's the same car, but from this side mirror that has again an LED strip that indicates when you indicate on your right or left. That is one maybe special thing that you'll get new, but everything else is the same. It's as solid as it was done in 1993. I love the side skirt. That's how beautiful that car is. Now come to the side, to the rear. Looking at these three windows, okay, you can see this one is clear. These are privacy window, these are privacy window. Okay, when you're buying this car, please don't tint the front, because people need to see you when you come. There is a tailgate here that has a tailgate mounted spare wheel. Again, these are things you're used to seeing in Prados and those utilitarian kind of cars, and Mercedes-Benz still has that. Now another improvement here that you get is your rear tail lights and brake lights, which again, they have an improved design. The older one, W460, was slightly not looking like this. It was a different look. So that's what you get. But in terms of design structure, it's the same. You get extras like now you have a camera hopper. The previous gen didn't have that, but you get the feel. And something I love about the G-Wagon is that the sound that it makes. In fact, it makes it better. Look, if I unlock it, even the locks, it looks like a superior utility car that you can go out with. I dare say, if there was an apocalypse, if there is a car I will want to find myself, is this particular car, because it offers two superior things. One, it gives me a bit of luxury, and that is something that I really appreciate. And number two, it's as capable as any other utilitarian car on the road. Remember the story I started with. The guy with his wife, 23 years of driving, 900,000 kilometers. There is almost little that has changed in terms of the capabilities of the design structure of this car from that one that covered 900,000 kilometers without blinking. Clearly, if you look at the wheel arches of this G-Wagon, you can see this one is protruding slightly outward, and this tire is slightly inside. That gives you a provision. Provision number one is you can do a lift kit on this car and extend the direction or the place that this tire can stay, which gives you a better stability and handling when you're going to your off-road terrains. And number two, it will be not fair if I didn't give you that soundtrack. This is something that is special and unique to the G-Wagon. You don't get this in a Prado. Let's talk about the wheel size. Now, on this particular one, you get your stock wheel, and this one is size 18. So these are original Mercedes-Benz alloys. They are not AMG because this is not an AMG spec, so you get this for a diesel variant. I dare say that this is the most ideal G-Wagon to buy because it does everything the other one does, except it doesn't have noise. So if you're a guy looking for subtle driving and still have the power of a G-Wagon, then absolutely this is the car you need to buy. Now let's talk about the most interesting things. If you decide to buy this car and you want to make modifications to it, you can do a lift kit. It comes standard already set up with the provision of lifting this car up. So you can take this car up. This wheel arc allows you to have bigger tires to size 21, which is epic and awesome. You can have beefy tires. It'll just allow Fabian to run pictures of guys who've done modifications from the tires setup all the way to the roof. And they've given you camps to set up those, open tents that you can go out and set up and just enjoy your bundles. So pictures running. Look at how awesome, intimidating, and magnificent the Grand Wagon is.
And off we went for the next stop, and Magadi Road was just beautiful and epic to the views, and the G-Wagon was carrying us along quite nicely. You might have noticed that Mbugua and James have switched places, and the reason behind it is quite simple. It's because Mbugua amevaa Chess Baba, na Chess Baba inakaa poa kwa kamera kama umekaa mbele. So let's just enjoy this beautiful drive towards Lake Magadi.
So welcome guys to the driving experience. Leo tuko with the man with the boys.
Leo the boys kabisa.
Leo tuko with the boys.
Yes.
So we are enjoying this Magadi Road, but before we talk about the interior, some Masais have just stolen from us.
First of all, Ibrahim jump too sana.
Mama hapa ako na roho mbaya. Hata shetani akimuona anaona aibu.
Shetani alikuwa amemwambia kwa akili aseme 2K. Akasema 5,000.
Shetani akashtuka. So the show that you guys have watched are awesome, beautiful shots, but we paid dearly for those shots. Apparently that land belongs to somebody, and there is a lady who has come, a mother, and we told her,
Your children.
We are your children, allow us please. Amekataa na kijana yake. Ametuibia 3,000 zetu safi. Na hiyo shamba ni kwa sure ni public land.
That one?
Yeah, it is a road.
It's a public.
So, wacha tumeanza kurant. So, any guys who come from this side, Magadi,
wewe enda
tuambie. But kama kuna msana ishi huku, please give us contacts.
Utuambie ka hiyo place tumeshutia ni public.
Yes. Kwa sababu penye wamechukua pesa. Yeah, venye wamechukua pesa wakatuharakisha tutoke hapo. Ni kama watu wengine walikuwa wanakuja pia kutax. Ni kama hiyo ndio kitu wanafanya. Anyway, let's come back to the G-Wagon. So, boys, this car was designed for utility. So, but today you are sitting in a chassis that was designed to do two things. Number one, to provide luxury, at the same time give you absolute utility and power to tackle any terrain that you want to go to. So ukikompare hii gari the previous gen, hapa ndani sisi ni kama tuko sitaki kutumia jina but ni kama tuko mahali yani better. This is an elevated version of a G-Wagon.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, this is the reason why this car looks like this in the interior. It's the same reason that people are buying these cars and using them to go to malls. You know, unapata mademo na bike. Yani it's a trophy. These cars become more a symbol of status. Yeah, pink. Yes, a pink. Yeah. Ile brabas mjingo.
Kuna brake pads za Probox.
So exactly. So you know misplacement. But ideally, this car was designed for an off-road terrain. Like any gari yenye iko capable in all ways possible kufanya anything. This was a car that was made for war. As I said, the Iran of Shah, the Shah of Iran. Is it the Shah of Iran? The Iran of Shah.
Oh, that's
the Shah of Iran. Yes,
that's the guy who went to Germany and saw them and was like, "Can I have this?"
Yes, he ordered 20,000 units. The only problem is after he ordered the units, by the time Mercedes was done building this car, alikuwa shashindwa. So he never got an opportunity to use this car in his war. Okay, so but he's a guy who made sure that G-Wagons are made because Mercedes-Benz did believe in making these cars for mass production. These guys wasn't taken specifically for war. Like these were military tools.
At no point did Mercedes know itakuwa luxury vehicle at some point.
Yeah, it's because of the demand of people. Again, something interesting. The W460 chassis, ile ya kwanza, haikuwa na any petrol variant. Zote zilikuwa diesel. Najua diesel ni utility. So these were cars like zilikuwa meant for doing heavy things. As I said, military, war. So, but each chassis haikuwa na petrol. G550, get na G63. Na hizo zili come through kwa sababu ya American market.
The Holy Grail.
Yes, because the American market believed in V8s. And for Mercedes-Benz to sell cars in the American market, they had to make a V8 petrol variant. So that's how now it came up. Lakini wacha nichukue maoni yenu. What do you guys think about the interior of this car?
For my part,
yes.
It's a very, how do I say it? For the amount I'm paying for at this particular car, this one,
Yes.
I feel I have almost everything. Like in terms of comfort and everything. Na niko na hii ba kushikilia hapa. Hii ilikuwa ngaya ukiruka ibraki nimsharusha. Nashikilia hapa. But the thing is, there's something that in the interior yenye imeniboda sita kudanganya.
Sema
Sunroof. The sunroof of this thing is attached to the ni mabati imekatwa.
Again, that goes back to utility. So wana assume gari utaenda kuruka nayo shimo, utafanya jumps venye whistling mode. These alikuwa naruka jumps nazo. Having a glass sunroof here is a risk to you.
It's a risk
as a person. These are utility car. Even though it has some luxury aspects, but in utility. So hapa lazima uweke chuma. So hii cutout ni ya kuingiza tu hewa ndio unyonye oxygen. In case utaki kufungua dirisha, we get. But that is one thing that you need to know. Hapo nyuma mna feel aje? James, tuanze na wewe hapo katikati.
Hapo katikati?
Yes.
It's comfortable, surprisingly. Kuna msanii anasema maybe si comfortable, but it's really comfortable. Unaweza
enda long distance.
Yeah, ukiwa hapo katikati.
Very nice.
So it's a good car.
Yes, Mr. Flacco.
It's comfortable. Lakini mimi niko na issue. Hakuna haja Dobbins kwa mlango.
Kwako nyuma una.
Huko nyuma hapo.
Kwangu niko nayo but ni kidogo.
You can't even put a bottle.
Again, Mercedes wataki uko unabeba maji na vinywaji kwa hii gari. Hii ni gari ya visa. In their defense, I will say so. But again, I accept if it's a luxury car and you feel like you need to carry some stuff. I think the idea that we need to have better size Dobbins, surely Mercedes hapa na walianguka. That one I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything else, Mr. Flacco? Away from that?
Away from that, it's simple. I like that it's simple. Haina story mob.
Yes.
Ni luxury car lakini imetulia tu.
Yeah. There's just an S-Class put it in
a box. Utilitarian
hard
shape.
Car.
Yes. These are hardened luxury car.
Yes.
100%. Yes, Mr. Fabian, tukimaliza na wewe.
Heated seats.
Iko nyuma
hapo na heated seats. Asubuhi tukikuja.
Ulikuwa
my buttocks were very warm.
Very nice.
Yes.
Vitu kama hizo unataka kusikia.
I also have memory seats.
You have memory seats. I do have memory seats as well.
And I love the placement of the palikufungulia dirisha.
Hapa kwa juu.
So convenient. Yeah.
Even as we have heated seats from Mbugua and myself, Now that we are going to Magadi, I wish they had, you know, chilled seats. as well.
Cool seats.
Yes, or perforated ones would have been better. But regardless, you know, we can warm our bum, as Fabian has said. So hapo tuko sawa. Yes, vipi? Uko poa? Haya, mnapenda gari? Iko vipi? Unataka niwabebe? Hapana. Haya, hata sisi twende Magadi. Haya. Umesema hii gari ni nini? Ni mzuri sana. Hii ni Mercedes. Hii G-Wagon. Haya. Haya. Yes, boys. Now, the power delivery, what you enjoying? Kama bado umenjoy? Umenjoy?
Some things you have to enjoy in silence.
Acha niweke kitu vizuri. Usisikie whiplash.
So now, in the beginning, I said that this is the ideal G-Wagon to buy. Okay? And you guys can disagree. And I know even you guys will disagree on the comments, for those ones that don't
The
trust.
ideal Mercedes to buy.
This is the ideal G-Wagon, not the ideal Mercedes. I know there is a slightly more powerful variant of the diesel. If you can get that one, the better. Okay? But this one gives you a balance between power, usability, you know, torque,
Fuel economy.
fuel, like it's the best of everyone.
balanced.
Yes. And I believe the guys who were making the G-Wagon from the beginning, this was the vision. Kumbuka nikwambia W460 haikuwa na any petrol.
It was a versatile car.
That is what it was meant for. And this is the exact thing you get when you're buying a diesel G-Wagon. So hii haina makelele. Pap 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 sijui nini. Hizo vitu za watoto wadogo hizo we don't play.
Acha tunyamaze.
Mimi acha mimi mtoto hata mimi. Hata nikuwe mtoto.
So now in terms of driving dynamics, the power. So you get only 245 HP but 600 Newton meters of torque. So towing, nini, kila kitu unapata hapa. The G63 you'll have a bit of more horsepower, but in terms of torque, haziwachani sana. We get G63 kama 800,
Yeah, it's
maybe
around
600. Yeah.
But now imagine 800 and 551.
Yeah, I know. Okay, for petrol, but mafuta na
Mimi nitakupatia DT.
mafuta na makelele.
Unajua Kikuyu kuna kitu kego DT. Acha nikupatia nafasi ya kwenda. Tuone nani atafikia.
You know, nikianza kwenda utawaka hard pia. Si rahisi venye unafikiria hiyo. Okay? Now, before we do a pull, kwa sababu hii lazima tufanye pull ya, umesema lazima tufanye half a mile. Okay? We must get to 200 and see how long it will take.
How long it will
This
take.
time we'll do all of us in it.
With some few bodies in the car.
Nafikiri tufanye hiyo kitu. I'll talk about the 4x4 capability when you're in a space where
It should
4x4.
be.
Yes.
Where-
Hapa tuwezi ongelea mambo ya 4x4.
Lami.
Si hapo mnakubaliana na mimi mwenzangu? Sasa tupige hii kitu.
Piga hii kitu.
Tupige
Figure it. I'm
Sawa.
curious.
You are curious. The diesel plant.
Yes.
So boys, can we do this?
Yeah,
Yes,
let me
do
reset. Niko na
Reset
dragi hapa,
dragi.
nimereset.
Na ina record
Yeye nimeonyesha na record.
evidence kwa screen.
Tushikilie kila kitu vizuri.
Hata mimi niko na hii ya kushikilia.
Mimi ndio tufanya kitu.
So go ahead, put
this
her in
one-
sport mode. Alafu tu launch hii gari. Sawa? Uko tayari? 1 2 3. Yeah, useme 200 is the mark, eh?
200.
Okay. Then hapa tutaruka. Hapo. Umefika?
Bado.
Hey! Nimepunguza speed. Let us agree. Let's work with the 100. Let's work with 0 to
0 to 100.
Yes.
10 seconds.
Very nice.
A quarter mile, 16 seconds.
We've gotten to a quarter mile.
Yes.
That's dope.
But I think you can do better.
I know we can, but remember, I'm carrying. How much do you weigh?
Two people in the
No,
three
how
people
much
in
do
the
you
front,
weigh?
3 people in the back.
How much do you weigh, Mbugua? Mbugua said, Mbugua.
Last I did when I was sick, I was 85 kgs.
Hey, you are sick.
I was sick.
Hey. So now that you are healthy,
Not that
you can add juicy. How much do you weigh, Flako?
Kidogo tu.
Mengapi?
20.
Yeah? 50.
Hiyo mifupa haiwezi kuwa chwani.
Wena mzigo ya ndovu mnatoshana weight.
I weigh 70.
70. You Fab?
65.
Me, I weigh 73. So imagine doing that with all these people in this car.
So minus
And again, it's boxy. So resistance, wind resistance. Like
True.
this. Yeah.
we also in Magadi, it's hot.
Of course. The temperature of the air is.
Gari inafaa kukuambia temperature ni
Sasa
ngapi.
tuko 33 degrees Celsius.
Hey.
So ideally it's a sub 10.
Of course, it's a sub 10. It's a sub 10. It's a sub 10. Now, there are a few things I like, and there are a few things I don't like about driving this car.
Okay.
Number one, something that I like is a shifter.
Yeah, it's not there.
No, it's not. No, it's not a shift by wire. Okay, it's a shift.
It's a shift by wire. It's still a shift by
But at
wire.
least it's in a conventional location
where it's supposed to be.
where it's supposed to be. And something else, it doesn't have like P. You know, you have P, D, and R. It doesn't have
on a
P.
Prindle.
It's not Prindle. So you got B and R, okay? Then P is a button.
Someone
okay?
who said if you have Prindle in
Yes.
your car, you have to work hard.
No, you have to. You have to. Then I have driving mode, I have sport, eco, and manual,
Okay.
which is quite dope. Now, something else I like alongside the gear shifter is on this car we are running the 7-speed automatic, which is the 7 G-Tronic. Sasa kama mnakumbuka class, niliwaambia ni gearbox gani na gani zinajua kubeba torque na power kwa Mercedes Benz.
Ile 5 speed
Na 7
Na
speed,
7 speed.
100%. Any powerful car on the Mercedes lineup, power. Tunaongea juu ya power.
I think-
Usiku wa manane. 7 speed, 5 speed.
Because the G63 has the 9 G-Tronic.
No. That in fact, sasa G63 iko na kitu inaitwa speed shift. Okay? Hiyo ni dual clutch transmission ya Mercedes Benz. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's also a 7 speed.
It's also 7 speed.
Yes.
I think it's a 9.
No. It has to be a 7 speed. The GLC 63 is 9. But the G63,
Oh, the
I
G63.
think it should be a 7
To
speed.
handle that.
Power and
Power
torque,
and torque.
100%. You see now you develop a dual clutch based with the fundamental transmission that you're running.
Okay.
So this one is well equipped to handle torque. Even Yeko even has a handle torque 1,000 without a problem.
Well, that's why people can push it to 1,000.
100%. Hold up, guys. I know you guys are enjoying this adventure with the G-Wagon and the boys. Now, I just want to remind you that this car has been given to us courtesy of Pride Motors along Chania Road. Ukienda towards Yaya Center, if you want to buy this car for 10 million Kenya shillings, if you go there, you can get a discount of up to 500,000 Kenya shillings if you talk to them well and tell them Ibrawa Conversation amekutuma. That's where you can find this car. So a big thank you to Pride Motors for making this adventure successful. And if you're looking for a car to import, or you're looking to make a car purchase in Kenya and you need people to help you with a pre-purchase inspection, then there is no one who is better equipped with the best engineers in Kenya right now, better than AutoSelect by Conversation and CARSURE. So hit us, the numbers will be down in the description and we can help you make your car ownership experience superb and interesting. And before I go, if you've not liked the video and subscribed, please do so. Fabian, endelea na video. Of course, I have handbrake yangu hapo, which is
So well,
si mambo electric.
hakuna.
This is a utility car, anahitaji kitu navuta.
Because you know sometimes you'll have to park yourself kwa pale kwa hill and you know.
Hii hata iko hii haina hizo ma hills sijui holds sijui nini.
Hakuna.
Hapana, hii bwana. Lakini kuna options zinakuja nayo.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but hii haina.
I think the only thing you have is low range.
Yes.
So ukiteremka I think
Hiyo sasa
ukifinya
hiyo sasa hill descent.
Hill descent
low range.
Eh.
Hiyo ndaongelea juu ya 4x4 kama tunaingia place iko sawa.
Kwa sawa.
Kitu kingine napenda sana ni suspension feed ya hii gari.
Suspension.
Okay? So remember again, nakumbuka ile ya kwanza, hii gari ni body on frame. Meaning tunaweza ngolewa venye tuko hapa kwa hii body tutupwe nje. Alafu hii gari bado inaweza
endelea kuendelea.
Na frame yake ya chini na chassis. So ni body. Now, gari mingi zinakuanga body on frame. Comfort yake iko guaranteed. Sababu mostly they use sometimes leaf springs. Yeah, but this one double wishbone mbele, nyuma, multi-link suspension setup, fit sana. You know, this again German engineering. Mercedes-Benz are very dope with that. Okay, so they make sure this car is comfortable, feels good, and handles better. And that's why my corner record naingia speed ingine deadly sana, which is superb.
But there's something else with the driving feel that you've complained a lot.
Yes.
The steering wheel.
Now there is where I have a problem.
You've complained about
now, guys, look. This car is doing nothing. So the steering wheel has a huge play. But again, this is, I know, it's across the board. Most G-Wagons
do that.
Yeah, they have this. Even so you have to take it to Brabus. They do a bit of adjustments on the steering.
So you
have
the real Brabus version.
Yeah. Even the G63s are better.
They are better. They are more.
But easy, mambo namna hiyo. Utazoea tu. So now check it. Hapo tutateremka chini. Suspension is so dope. And the way the engine setup, because that one is something I haven't talked about. The engine setup on this, we have a V6 diesel, which is the OM642.
Famous for the same one that is in all.
Yes, but this one is a Gen 3. Delivers power smoothly. Turbo lagi iko but kidogo iko pale because it runs a variable geometry turbo, which is dope. So power delivery on this engine is superb. Okay, so hiyo kitu sipendi. But vitu zingine kwa hii gari, me I'm okay. If they added more, utakuwa na.
There's something I like this.
Yes.
From the previous version is the small screen. It's not distracting. Sika sasa uko na whole.
Na uambie hii screen ni Apple CarPlay.
Na Apple CarPlay by the way.
Yes. Na hapa kwa cluster hapa it's your conventional Mercedes-Benz cluster. Uko na speedometer na uko na tachometer, katikati uko na like it's a Mercedes by all avenues. The DNA is kept. So ukitoka kwa C class, ukitoka kwa nini
you don't feel that.
Yeah, you don't feel like
you always say Mercedes has that thing of like
Mercedes ni car iPhone. They sell you the experience. In every car you sit in.
Maybe the only problem is the pricing kidogo hapo.
No, but you see
unalipa meter juu ya badge.
You're buying a 3-pointed star. Kwa mfano kama hii gari ukienda kununua Allspride Motors unapata na 14 million Kenya shillings.
Q-friendly.
Yes. Na hiyo ni very cheap 2017. These are 2017 model.
Okay.
Remember, until 2018 they look the same. So even if you bought a 2012, you bought a 2014, you bought a 2017, you still like it's the same. Yeah, you're gonna buy 2 improvements here and there, but it's still the same car. Same car. Okay. G63 of course utalipa my 18, 20 my full and above.
True.
So I'm telling you, if you're a guy who's looking for utility, you're looking for a usable G-Wagon, this is absolutely your bang for your money. Like it's spot on.
How is the reliability of this engine?
M642. Bro, that engine is dope. Just keep it in check. Make sure you maintain it regularly the way it's supposed to, because it has very expensive replacement parts if you abuse it. The turbo on this engine will set you back anything above half a mile.
Yeah, remember you were done the turbo.
Yes.
Not servicing it.
Yes.
It was not changing the air filters of the car.
Alikaa long bila kuservice na alikuwa anaendesha sana. So hii gari
spending almost 300k for each.
Yeah. Every diesel car, sensitivity on service is key. There's no doubt about it. So nimesema vitu zote nimependa juu hii gari. Kuna ingine nimesahau moja. Unaona hapa mahali nimeweka ka
drink. I don't know why they don't put that for the passenger.
No, you can go kiss a cactus. So they have given me a drink holder here, which is connected directly to the AC vent. So meaning when I put AC cold, my drink is also chilled. Now what Red Bull is sponsor. I have been advertising you for free.
For a very long time.
So quite dope. That's the driving experience, of course. This is a car I'll take anywhere. I think like kama unataka gari unaweza rely on, unaweza abuse bila problem. This is the G-Wagon to do. Okay, and naongea juu ya utility because that is something I've kept. I'm going to talk about utility now. What this car is meant to do.
Literally, this is an SUV in real sports.
Bro, this car is being used for the wrong reasons. Magadi, hii gari nikutana na Rena nayo kwa mall. So this guy is being used for the wrong purpose. If I'm telling you this, and you guys keep this on the channel, the next 5 years, I must buy a G-Wagon.
The next 5 years?
Yes, I must buy a G-Wagon, and I'm going to do all the modifications 4x4 in it, and we are going to give every Land Cruiser on this road in this Kenya a run for their money. We are going to go where they can't go, and we are going to conquer it with a G-Wagon because it can do it. 5 years.
Vision 2030.
Vision 20 hii ni 2030 ya ukweli. Mkitoa tu kasongo. Mkitoa tu kasongo.
Ukitolea huo jamaa vipi?
Mimi nanunua G-Wagon. Lakini akirudi huko, amniongeze 5 more years. Okay? So now we keep on enjoying the drive.
There's something you've not talked about.
Yes, talk to me.
Cabin noise.
The cabin noise.
Yeah.
Talk to me guys. Ninyi mko hapa, how do you feel?
Okay, CAT imetolewa yote.
Yes.
You can still
let me lower the windows.
Lower.
That's how the cabin noise is with the windows down. Just listen how noisy that is. Okay? Scare you. Talk to me about cabin noise again.
Okay.
Who was happy? Who was happy?
It's actually very, very
Yes!
Decent, yeah.
For a
Decent,
boxy
very
SUV,
quiet.
very quiet. Trust me. You will not understand this if you get yourself into an RVR. You
Let RVR compare.
RVR bwana. RVR iliharibia test ya cabin noise. So this car is superbly put together. It's 100. This is a car will pay without complaining. Okay.
This one will outlive a Range Rover.
A Range Rover. Unataja nini Range Rover bwana? Unataja aje Range Rover kwa video ya Mercedes? No, Range Rover by the time itakaa chini. You see, this is a status and a symbol of power, luxury and capability.
And it's a car you're sure in the next 5 years you still have it.
Yes, a Range Rover is only a symbol of luxury. That is it, and money. But this is power, luxury and capability. Sawa? Tumeingia offroad. Sasa huko tunaenda mahali inaitwa Queen Ranch. Huku ni mahali ya kwenda kushoot Amodam, lakini sasa tutafika huko. But I want to show you how the off-road suspension of this car fits. Now that tumeingia off-road, let me give you a complete breakdown of the off-road capabilities of this car. There's only one other car in this category that has 3D floats.
Which one?
The Grenadier.
Oh, the BMW.
The Ineos,
the
yes.
BMW.
Yes, the one that has the M57. The BMW
The
engine.
BMW engine.
That's the only other car that has 3D floats.
Okay.
Okay, meaning I can lock the front so that they can rotate at the same speed. Meaning kama napoteza traction kwa mguu moja na lock mbele, naweza lock nyuma, at the same time naweza lock katikati zote nne na split power 50-50-50-50. Meaning I have full power on this car. All the 600 meters of torque, split them into 4 wheels. I can get out of anything. You understand? And something else I need to teach you, Mr. Mbugua, because you're not an off-road guy. Ni diff lock zinasetiwa in a sequence. Kwa mfano kama hii unaona imenemiwa. Unaona kuna 1, kuna 2, na kuna 3. Meaning ukifinya 2 ni rear diff lock. Haiwezi engage kama 1
engage.
Yes.
So
haiwezi engage 3 kabla uja engage. Lazima uanze unaweka center ikilock, alafu unaweza lock rear. Rear ikilock unaweza lock front. That's why Mercedes have made it easy so that when you forget you'll be reminded.
So you don't mess up.
Yeah, so that you don't mess up. But that's the idea behind that. Okay? So tumuongelea juu ya D-Flux, unique special car. Tuongee juu ya something else. Solid front axle mbele. Okay? Ile unasema ile gari za kawaida zinakuanga na drive shafts.
Ziko drive shaft, iko na axle.
Hii iko na diff mbele, diff nyuma, so mimi ukiingia off-road uko sawa.
Not scared.
Bwana, I don't know why guys drive this car to a mall. I am very annoyed with the fake Brabus people. I'm very annoyed. But you get the point. These are proper 4x4. The reason why I'm not pushing this to extreme off-road is because we have the wrong tire setup. Okay? Because tires hizi kwa hapa ni za watu kama bahati tena. Because now the tires here for mall crawling. Okay? But hapa hivi sana mahali penye hata natembea tu pole pole nikiingia. Because even the normal tires I feel nothing. Kuna maji hapa mingi. But you see, there is nothing here.
Not even
something else is a full-time 4-wheel drive.
okay.
Yeah. So full-time.
So whatever you do is just locking the difference when you require.
Yes. But for on-road application, unajua ukiangalia hapo kwa windscreen imekuandikia high range. So high range meaning I'm running on high gears. Okay. But it's full-time 4-wheel drive. But when I lock now down to low range, that's when I lock down to low gears. But bado inabaki 4-wheel drive. But bado sija engage diff locks. Engaging diff locks is an extra. Now, something that you need to know is if I start engaging these diff locks, I am taking away all the safety features of this
traction control,
ABS, you know,
so
front collision mitigation.
You're back to
it's manual.
You're back to now something. It's like you are having a Land Cruiser.
Thank you. Or really Defender Kitambo. That's why it's recommended when you are at an extreme place and you cannot engage these locks on your normal kawaida road because it's not recommended. So in extreme, when you lose traction and you need power, that's when you engage this. But for these Kenyan roads and what they do, you don't need bwana. This car can swim through any challenge. Just have the right tire set, you're good. So hapo tumemalizana mambo ya 4x4.
I've seen a guy who done a lift suspension on this car from extreme off-road.
Lift ama lift? No, there's a lift.
Different suspension.
Yes, you can. There are guys who have dedicated their life setting up, because unlike now, this is where it gets a bit complicated with G-Wagon. For other manufacturers like Toyota, it is easy because community may grow in terms of setting up suspension components for lifting this car. But for G-Wagon, they are not as much as you'll find the Toyotas. So easy kuna wasaidia medicate life yao kutengeneza. If you get the right parts, you gari unailift inakaa huko juu, unaweka tent hapo juu bro. Man, this car looks dope. Kwanza ukiweka pale mbele na nini inaitwaje, na winch, unaweka pale na bulba na winch pale mbele. Ay man. Me I will not drive anything else. I'm even considering stopping my dream ya kununua 100 series. I think I'll just do the G-Wagon. In fact, the perfect package would be get this one, then get the G63. Sasa zile uko na stress, unatoka na G63. Sasa zile mama amekusumbua kidogo, unatoka na G63. Mimi sasa zile una feel like uko kwa element, unatoka na 350D. Sasa kama hapa mbele kuna mambo. Unataka tujaribu kidogo tuone mambo itaenda namna gani?
Acha nishuke ni record na nje.
Haya, go. You see now this is just child play. This is on wrong tires. Look at that. This is child play. This car feels like we're not supposed to engage anything.
I'm going to engage when it's all
not full wheel drive, man. Come on. Look at that. You are enjoying it, eh? Yeah, very nice.
And then it's not that.
Yeah, it is quite easy and stable.
You go off-road.
Look at this. Look at that. Nothing to worry about there, man. So now, you've just confirmed. Unajua hizi vitu tunafanya hapa ni vitu rahisi, eh? So it's not something to even yap about, eh? But you instantly feel that this car is being misused. Let me try here. I like it. Child play. It's not even struggling. I'm not even feeling anything. It's dope, man. So, 4-wheel capability top
Done.
notch.
Check.
Tuko sawa?
I mean,
Ama mnataka confirm
I
wewe
wish-
flako
I wish
umeamini sasa?
Eh.
Unajua tunazamanga G-Wagon sijui wezi enda nayo wapi sijui bunduzi. Unaona vile tunacheza hapa? Very easy. So
I think we were just afraid.
very afraid. I think the
Natural
only thing,
habitat.
Same case to the new Prado.
yes. So I think the only thing we need to do is now, can you drive to Magadi?
Let's give us something.
Go down there. Wanakuanga na conservancy, go down there, see what they have. Yeah. And just get epic shots. Okay. So for now, tutoke Kichimbe. Offroad. Look at that. The handle's superb, man. Eh? Ndogo hizi hata sitaki kupay attention to. Sasa hizo ni vitu gani? No, let's feel the suspension. Because we haven't tested off-road suspension. Like, talk to me about suspension now. And I'm gonna say,
Like,
it's
I people can see
Don't
my
feel like you're off-road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is so
kama tuna glide kwa
comfortable.
barabara.
so comfortable.
Yes. Very comfortable car. Very comfortable. No, I like mud. Please bring me in a mud now.
The GoPro won't do you justice.
Yeah, man.
Just by this kind of videos.
Ah, man. Are they seeing this? Or am I just wasting my energy? Eh, Fabian? Am I?
They'll have.
Man. It's like I'm wasting my energy here. And I'm just playing with every mud that's coming along. Like this one here. Don't
Tupeleke kwa mto, ndio ile mto pale.
Wenye hakuna mahali ya kuingia huko. Lakini tungeingia. It's a very nice river here. Quite nice. So we've tested everything. So tuingie Magadi. Let's see what they have.
Yeah.
Then from there we talk about the rest of the other thing. We do like a conclusion of what has been our experience.
Honestly, I'm surprised with the off-road capability of this car. Because this car, it was like, hey, pelekeni kwa majani. Yes.
Yeah, you remember the first time we did it? Yeah? Pelekeni kwa majani, pole pole. Yeah. And that's the same mentality people have when they're buying these cars. But this car is a utility off-road capable machine. That's what it was designed for.
It is.
Yes.
Personally, I had my doubts, but now,
Hii ni off-road, eh?
look, I don't even shake you.
Ni off-road. Talk to me about tunacheza nyinyi. I think we should be done. Can we finish our journey?
Yeah.
This is safari. Twende Magadi.
Back to the road.
Yes, back to the tarmac. We want to tell guys from Amodam, invite us officially. We'll come with a G-Wagon. We sample your. Tuingie Magadi. So we finally got ourselves into Magadi. We're now going down to the hot springs. One lesson we have learned the hard way, gentlemen, that the G-Wagon is a good car, but it has its own advantages and disadvantages. One of the disadvantages is you get to pay premium costs.
Ulilipa gari premium.
Yeah. So everywhere you go, you'll be charged premium. So whereas normal people pay 500, you might end up paying double or even triple.
Kamzungu.
Yes. But tunapewa presidential service. We are being taken down to the spring.
The escort.
Yes, with an escort. Umeona pale mbele. Jamaa wako na Okada. So let's get there. See if we can get epic shots for this car. Because this is where this car is meant to drive. Even though this road is soft roader. Hii ni gari yote, even a normal car would drive on this. So
It's really comfortable though.
very comfortable. One thing I can tell you for a fact, I would rather be in this than another car.
Naona mashabu yangu iko gym. Jina gym.
Finally, we are at Magadi, and this is the first location. Our guide, Daweka namba yake pale chini, is a very nice gentleman called Joseph. He's brought us to the first location, and this is the viewpoint. And this is a place where you have the ability to look at the entire Lake Magadi. And I can tell you for a fact, it's absolutely amazing. And of course, you can't get here using any other better means of transport than the G-Wagon. It has brought us here comfortably, exclusively, and we've enjoyed the entire journey. So for now, I'll just let you guys enjoy the beautiful, beautiful views of Lake Magadi. And remember, if you want to pay a visit, number iko kwa description. A gentleman called Joseph will give you an exclusive access to Magadi.
Finally here.
Yeah, we are here, man.
Finally we're here.
The view is worth it.
Hey.
The sun is setting.
And
Everything is mesmerizing. And you are sitting on a G-Wagon.
And a G-Wagon.
Inaitwa Gland Wagon.
And by the talking about G-Wagon,
Yes.
what happened to our famous guy there?
Oh, the guy. So the G-Wagon that guy drove for 23 years was nicknamed Otto. Otto is a special name. Gunther felt that is the name he chose for that car because of what he did. But now here's the juicy part. I told you guys about Christine in the first bit. But this guy technically had two wives. The first wife was called, I think, Beate, something like that. And Beate divorced him after 2 years.
Alienda hii safari si ya.
Alienda Kenya, akapitishwa Kenya. Akakutana na Kasongo. So akadivorce Gunther. So after 2 years, the next expedition, he took on a different companion. Alikuwa anaitwa Christine. So from there Christine akatake over. So Christine alianza kama companion, hakuanza kama dem yake. Okay, sijui kama companion inakuwa /dem, but essentially Christine came into play and they toured the next around 18 to 20 years of the expedition. Now North Korea, South America, huko ni Brazil, get wote walipiga na Christine. Christine alikuwa from another marriage because she had 2 sons. So son wao alikuwa na joiningi, I was say along the way. And the bad news is towards the end of around the 19-20 years, Odem alikuwa na cancer. So they did a wedding 10 months before she died. And one wish that she put on Gunther was aendelee kutour the world na Otto. So after she died, Gunther kustop maze. Because alikuwa muold. Aliendelea tu kuchapa hizo masafari. If you see it, if you look at his clips, he's an old man now. But together with Christine's son, so they kept on, touring. And at the end of the story, what Mercedes-Benz did is they took back the Mercedes-Benz Otto na wakai-display kwa museum as stock as it was. Na uchafu yote ilikuwa nayo, they didn't clean it and it was running on stock. Everything was stock. So your gari mpaka saa hii, if you go to the German Mercedes-Benz museum, you will see Otto packed there. That's the story of Gunther Holthoff. Cheers to that guy. Cheers to Gunther and his legendary G-Wagon. Plus this one has brought us here. The only difference between this one and that one is this is the newer variant, but it's still a diesel 350D. This one is a V6 engine. The other one was an inline 5 diesel 300D. Hey. What a legend. I feel like I need to be Gunther. The only problem I want to omit is the women.
Tuombe our friend Mutava Gunther.
So what's up to enjoy views?
Yes, guys.
Yeah, this is the beauty of what a car can do to you. It can get you to places like this one where you can just enjoy an epic view, an epic experience with good friends and people like you, man.
Si kila time kulilia hii class.
Ingekuwa Saturday ingine.
Any other Saturday.
Yes. Cheers to that one. Yes,